Hey guys, MainKiller7 here, the Radical Ranter. Now, there's an issue has come to my attention that, of course, the corrupt media puppets of the government never gonna cover it. Alternate media sources will. And one of my friends on Facebook, and thank you if you are watching this, has sent me a link pertaining to foreign troops on American soil. Now, I'm not sure how many of you have been listening to other people about a new world order and martial law. You might want to listen more closely to those people who are talking about it, because what I'm about to cover is true. I'll open the link up and I will share with you a couple paragraphs from this article. It's before it's news, people powered news. I mean, it's not biased, and it shows what's really happening in our country as opposed to your corrupt Fox, your corrupt liberal bullshit, all that radical side party bullshit. This ain't one or the other. Okay. Let's see, which is the one I wanted to read. Okay. German military were actually bragging at times to the Americans that they were indeed there for martial law. One German military officer informed a Christian group out for Sunday buffet after church that they were there to do the dirty work that the American troops did not want to do to their fellow American troops under martial law. Don't you know why your president keeps sending more and more of your American troops out of America and bringing in more of us German military? He knows that under martial law, your American soldiers don't really want to arrest or fire upon you or seize your weapons. But he knows we Germans won't have a problem. Now, this is exactly why I have a problem with this terrorist, Obama. Idiot liberals will say anything to defend their fucking puppet of a pathetic excuse of a man. They will say anything to defend their little savior, their pathetic excuse of a human at that, in office. He has brought in foreign troops for an illegal purpose. They already have millions or billions of hollow point and buckshot ammo, which is domestic use only, which only goes to further prove they're ready for martial law. But, however, if they're going to try and hold down the entire American populace, they're going to have a much harder time than they think, because the American civilians have already been preparing for war. A lot of them have. If you've noticed the trend and increase in sales of guns and ammunition, that only goes to show both sides are ready for this. Who's going to fire first is the only real question here. And when the dollar falls, the government's going to fire first. And when they do, history will see us as the good guys. History's already going to see us like that. It's only the question is, how will history be written, though? I gotta plug the damn computer up. Okay, there. How will history see? Who will history see as the victor here? Is the real question. Because history is already going to see the American populace as the good guys, the oppressed. It already is going to see the American government as the corrupt, tyrannical bullshit, and it's going to see a lot of Americans as fucking idiots for allowing it to go that way. It's already going to see liberals as the dumb-ass cancer that's been eating away at this nation. But then again, you can't really just blame the liberals. Both sides are fucking morons, and both sides are to blame for this. The education system is very much to blame for this as well, because it doesn't teach people to question authority. And I learned from George Carlin to question authority. And that's why I don't believe anything the government fucking says. Because it's all just lies. I believe people-powered news sources that are completely separate from the government and that are powered by unbiased means. This news article, yes, I may be late on reporting this, and I'm not sure how many people have actually covered this, but it's been covered up by the media so well that it never really got the hype it needed to. The media is going to do anything in their power to keep American populace stupid, ignorant, and completely blind to what is actually happening around them and the actual truth of the matter. The liberal news sources will say anything to make Obama appear like a fucking hero, when in actual truth, in the reality, he is the actual main villain and the main criminal and needs to be put behind bars for life. I mean, anything shorter than life behind bars is criminal in and of itself. To think he deserves anything less than life behind bars. I mean, what is the norm for traitors? Throughout history, what has been the norm for traitors to any nation? To be hanged. Execution. That's all the government deserves. Is to be tried for high treason. And most of them will be found for high treason. If it's the American populace as the jury, most of them will be found on charges of high treason. Most of them are already under crimes for breaking their oath, betraying the Constitution, betraying their constituents, and supporting an illegal Islamic terrorist who wants to see America burn. There's no other way around this. The government's not going to back down peacefully, guys. I already know that for a fact. A lot of people already know this. It's just, what will you do when the time comes? Are you just going to be the pacifist, little, pathetic, docile fucking sheep that lets them roll on over you with a tank? Or are you going to be a real American and take a stand against this tyranny, like our ancestors before us? If your ancestors were in the Revolutionary War and the Civil War, you have a right to stand against this tyranny. You have a responsibility to stand against this corrupt government. If you don't, you're betraying your ancestors. And you're kidding yourself. You're lying to yourself if you think you're an American and you're not going to stand against this. Liberals, I already know, are not real Americans. They're not going to stand against this. They're lying to themselves. They're lying to anybody else if they say they're American. Facts prove otherwise, guys. And facts are always on our side now. I mean, you may think whatever you want, but you can't ignore facts. And if you do, you're just a fucking liar. Liberals, you either wake up or you just stay completely fucking stupid and go like, what the hell? The conservatives are bringing in tanks! When in reality, it's Obama who's been authorizing all this shit. The Second Revolutionary War, Civil War, however you want to look at it, is on our doorstep. The lines have been drawn, guys. The lines are drawn. Who fires first? That's the real question here. Who fires first? And will be written down in history books as who the real aggressor is. That's the question now. Is when somebody fires. Who fires first? That's the real question now. That's the question we have to be looking for. That's the question we need an answer to. And I hope it's something that doesn't cost the lives of civilians. And I hope whatever military we have here in America will be well organized enough against the Germans in our country, against the foreign troops. And I hope that we have enough of an organized civilian uprising to deal with this. This has been MainKiller7, guys, the Radical Ranter, out.